Namaste students. I hope you all are fine. Our today's topic is financial decisions from chapter number 9, financial management. As I told you, a company has to take many decisions under financial management. These financial decisions refers to the decisions that concern with the financial matters of business firms. A company or a business firm has to take these decisions so that they can maximize the wealth of shareholders fund, which is a primary and the most important objective of financial management. Financial decisions involve these three broad decisions under the financial management. First decision is investment decision, financing decision and dividend related decisions. Investment decisions. Investment decisions are basically related with the decision which are involve that decision which are related with the investment in fixed assets and current assets. So the investment decisions are basically further categorized into two categories. The decisions which are taking for the fixed asset, the long-term investment decision, which are also known as capital budgeting decision, in which we decide how much amount to be invested in a fixed asset, how much amount we have to invest in the fixed assets of the business. That is a long-term investment decision, the capital budgeting decision. The second is short-term investment decisions, or you may say working capital decisions. The decisions which are related with the investment in current assets or deciding the proportion of current asset, that is known as a short-term investment decisions or the working capital decisions. These both the decisions comes under the decisions of investment. Whatever fund we are procuring, that we have to invest so that we can get benefit from investing that funds. That decisions comes under the investment decision. See, under investment decision, we properly utilize the funds which we had raised from the under the financial decision, or which we have raised from the outside or the inside of the business firm. That fund has to be invest well so that we can get a maximum profit from it. That is known as a investment decision. So investment decisions are basically related with the decisions of investing in fixed asset as well as in current assets. So long-term investment decision and short-term investment decisions comes under the investment decision. The investment of money in a different projects so that we can get a maximum benefit from it. That is known as a investment decisions. Second is financing decision. See, under financial decision we have three decisions: investment decision, financing decision and the dividend decision. Under financing decisions, we decide the source of finance. Basically, we decide the source of long-term finance, from which source the company is going to raise fund and what will be the proportion of these sources of business finance, long-term business finance basically. So, the decisions which are related with raising the fund through long-term sources, that is known as a financing decision. Under financing decisions, we decide the proportion of long-term sources of business finance, that is debt and equity. How much fund we are going to raise through borrowed fund or debt, or how much fund we are going to raise through equity, which is owner's fund. See, there are benefits as well as the limitations of both the funds. The funds which we raise through debts and the funds which we raise through equity. As we all know, debts are the cheapest source of raising the fund. Debts are the cheapest source of raising the fund. On the other hand, debts are more risky. On the other hand, the cost of raising equity, the cost of raising fund through equity is a costly method, but the equities are not much risky, because equity shareholder or when we raise fund through the equity, the person is known as a shareholder of the business. On the other hand, when we raise fund through the debt, that persons are known as a borrowed, or you can say the money lender of the business. They are the liability for the business. So cost of raising fund through debt is less as compared to the cost of raising fund through the equity. On the other hand, equities are less risky, but the debts are more risky. Clear? So under financing decision, we decide the proportion of raising fund through this long-term sources, which are debt and equity. The proportion we decide under the financing decision. Clear this thing? After that, third decision is dividend decision. Dividend decisions are the decision in which we decide how much profit we are going to distribute to the shareholder and how much profit we are going to keep as a retained earning for the future purpose. That decision comes under the dividend decision. So the investment decision is deciding investment of funds in long term as well as the short term assets. Financing decisions is basically deciding the sources of finance, the ratio of debt and equity, the proportion basically. And the dividend decisions are basically deciding the amount of profits to be paid as dividend and how much amount we are going to retain for the future. So deciding the retained earning and the distribution of dividend comes under the dividend decision. See, under dividend decisions are very crucial for any business enterprises, as shareholder are the main person for the business. So we have to satisfy the shareholder as well as we have to see the growth opportunities of the business. So there should be a balance between the retained earning and the distribution of profit, distribution of profits among the shareholder. Clear? So these three decisions we are going to do in detail. First is investment decisions. Investment decisions involves the decision which are related with the investment in fixed assets. Fixed asset as well as in current asset, in different assets you can say, the decision which we take to the investment in different assets, and that assets can be long-term assets and short-term assets. Long-term asset means fixed assets which give benefit for a longer period of time, and the assets which give benefit for 1 year only, that is known as a current asset. So investment in that assets is known as a investment decisions. These investment decisions can be categorized into two categories. The first is capital budgeting decisions and the second is working capital decisions. Capital budgeting decisions. Capital budgeting decision is a decision which are related to the investment in fixed assets only. For example, when we purchase a new machinery, when we invest money in purchasing a new machinery, when we expand our business, for expanding the business, when we purchase new plants, new machinery, that also comes under the investment in a fixed assets. Or basically when we start a new product line, then also that also comes under a investment in fixed assets or capital budgeting decision. See, these capital budgeting decisions involve huge amount of outflow of funds, a huge outflow of funds, and that is irreversible. We can't reverse our decisions if we have taken related to any purchasing a fixed asset. So any bad decision can lead to a difficult financial consequences. So we have to take the decision with the most sound decisions we have to take under a capital bursting decision. So capital bursting decisions are the decisions which are related with the long term investment or the investment in fixed assets. See, these fixed assets give us a benefit for a longer period of time. If we invest, if we will take a good decisions related to the investment in that asset which give us a benefit, so it directly affect the profitability of any business enterprises. So these are the most important decisions under the investment decision. The second is working capital decision, the decisions which are related with the investment in current asset, or you can say deciding the proportion of current asset like cash, inventory, debtors. See, good cash management or inventory management or these receivable management basically gives strength or increase the profitability of business, and that decisions comes under a working capital decisions only. So investment decision basically involves the decision which we are taking related to the investment in current asset as well as in fixed asset, and there are many factors which affect this decision, because see, when we take this investment decision, it basically related with the liquidity and the profitability of a business firm. It affects the profitability. If we take a good decision, if we purchase a new machinery which is good and capable in producing a good quality product, so it will increase the profit of the business. It will decrease the cost of the production, and it leads to increase the profit of a business. So it's a profit seeking decisions basically. So many factors which affect or which we have to keep in mind while taking the investment decisions. So this we are going to do now. Now come to the next, factors affecting capital budgeting decisions, the factor which affect the long-term investment decisions. See, as we all know, a number of projects are available in the market for a business to invest in. We have to take the decision very carefully. First we have to analyze all the projects which are available in the market, then only we invest in that projects. And for that there are many factors which affect that decision. Do we have to go for the investment or not? First is cash flow of project. Yes, as we all know, when we invest something outside the business, then we have to see how much cash flow from flow out of the business, that we have to see once. See, if there is a huge amount which we are going to spend, then we have to check the profitability also. That project will be profitable in the future or not. That we have to see how much flow is there when we invest in a particular project. And if only one project is available, then we will compare the rate of return, how much inflow is there on that particular project. So we have to analyze the different things before investing in any project. First is cash flow of the project. Yes, we have to see how much outflow of the cash from the business. The availability of cash also we have to see. Do we have that cash to invest in that particular project? After that, the second thing is rate of return. Yes, we have to see the rate of return. How much cash inflow is there on that particular project. For example, if there are two projects who are involving in a particular project and having a same risk involved, and one one project is giving 10% interest on that investment and second is giving a 12% interest. So according to this example, the 12% rate is obvious good for a business. So we'll definitely go for investment where we are getting a 12% interest. On the other hand, we'll see the risk involvement also. If I'll say there is a three companies, A, B and C. A is giving 10% interest, B is giving 12% rate of return, and C is giving 15% rate of return on a particular investment, on a particular project you may say. But these three projects are varying. The risk involved in this is it's compared to less, as they are giving a less percentage. In this, the risk is comparatively more than this but less than this, and here is a more risk. And if company is ready to take much more you may say, much more risk, then they definitely go for this investment. But if I have to take a balanced decision, then I'll see the rate of investment is also good, but risk is also comparatively less. So here is a moderate risk. With the moderate risk, I am earning this rate of return. So I'll definitely go for this project. So under investment decision, we'll see the rate of return also. Last point is investment criteria. See, there are many things which we have to analyze before investing in any project. We have to see the cash outflow, cash inflow, the risk involved in the project, the rate of return which we are giving, and yes, one most thing, the profitability of that project. That project in future, how much profit that project will give to the business. That also we have to see. So for the criteria which we have to see for investing in any in the investment of any project, we have to see the cash flow, outflow and the inflow of the cash, plus the risk involved in that particular project, the rate of return which they are giving to us, and the other factors which are affecting our capital busting decisions. Yes, these are the factors which affect our long-term investment decisions. The cash flow of the project, and the second is rate of return, how much earning is there on that particular project, and the third is investment criteria, in which we analyze the different things which are important for the investment in long-term projects. Clear this thing? Next is financing decisions. Financing decision basically involves the quantum of the different sources through which we can raise funds. So under financing decision, we decide how much amount we are going to raise through the different sources. So basically long-term decision related to the long-term sources of finance is taken under the financing decisions. See, for raising the funds, we have two types of two different sources, that is owners fund and borrowed fund. Under owners fund, we raise funds through equity from the shareholders. On the other hand, borrowed fund are the fund in which we take money, we borrow money from the outsiders. That is a liability for us. Borrowed funds are basically more risky as compared to the owners fund, as the borrowed fund involve the fixed payment of the commitment of fixed interest payments and the repayment of principal amount also. On the other hand, the owners fund are comparatively less risky, as there is no commitment of payment of dividend or the repayment of the capital amount. See, in the case of borrowed fund, if the company is getting profit, or even in the case of loss also, if the company is getting less profit, and in the case of losses also, we have to pay the interest on the borrowed fund, on the debt, you may say. On the other hand, if the company is not getting adequate profit and the company is earning losses, in that case company is not liable to pay the dividend to the shareholder, to the equity shareholder or to the equity. So we can say the borrowed fund means when we raise fund through the debt, that is more risky, and when we raise fund through the shareholder, that is comparatively less risky. Now come to the next term, that is financial risk. Now what is the meaning of this word financial risk? Financial risk is the risk that basically is a risk which is related to when the company would fail to pay the payment obligations. Basically the fixed payment obligation, when the company would fail to pay that obligation, that comes under the financial risk. And yes, the borrowed fund, the debt, that also involves some amount of financial risk. And the overall financial risk, that is depends on the proportion of debt from the total capital. If we have in the total capital, if we have a more debt, it means we raise funds from the borrowed fund, then it will be increase our financial risk. On the other hand, the cost of raising fund through equity is more. See, when we raise funds through the equity shareholder, we have to bear a flotation cost. Flotation cost is we have to issue prospectus, we have to appoint brokers, bankers, so that they can collect money from the shareholder. We have to influence the shareholder to invest in the company. So the flotation cost for making the prospectus, for getting the things registered under the company 2013. It involves cost. So the flotation cost is comparatively more when we raise fund through the equity. On the other hand, the debentures, when we raise fund through the debentures, through the debt, that is comparatively less costly. The cost incurred is very less. So from the point of view of cost, the equity is not good, the debentures are good as they are less costly. But on the other hand, the equities are less risky for the company, but the debentures are more risky. So all the funds, all the sources through which we are raising funds, they have their own merits and demerits. So while taking the decisions related to raising funds through the different sources, we have to keep all these things in the mind, and then only we'll take the financing decisions. So financial decisions are basically related in which we decide how much money we are going to raise through debts and how much money we are going to raise through equities. That proportion that thing will decide under a financing decision. So financing decision are the decision which involves related to raising the funds through the different long-term sources, debt and equity. How much amount we are going to raise through debt and how much amount we are going to through equities. And there are some factors which affect this decisions, and that only we are going to do right now. Now come to the next, factors affecting financing decisions. Yes, the factors which affect the decision which are related to raising the funds through different sources, and that different sources are long-term sources only. Debt and equity means borrowed fund and owners fund. So these are the factors. A manager who is going to take the decisions related to raising the funds has to go through all the factors which are affecting. As we all know, if we talk about borrowed fund or owners fund, they have their own merits and demerits. So we have to see all the factors which affecting the decisions related to financing, then only the manager will take the decision. The first is cost of raising fund. See, cost of raising fund of different sources is different. Cost of raising funds through equity is different. Cost of raising fund through debentures are different, and the cost of debenture is comparatively less than the cost of equity. So manager will definitely go where he'll get the cheapest source of finance. So here in this factor we can say debentures are comparatively more preferable, you may say. Next factor is risk. If we talk about risk, as we all know, debt, the debentures, the borrowed fund, they are more risky as compared to the equities, as they involve the commitment of fixed interest payment. Means if the company is getting less profit, or even in the case of losses, we have to pay the interest on the debentures. This is the permanent obligation or fixed obligation for the company. So, and the repayment also, we have to repay the amount of debentures on time, even if the company is not getting the profit. Then also we have to return the money which we have borrowed from the debentures. So debentures are, otherwise they'll sue us in the court. So debentures are comparatively more risky. On the other hand, the equity shareholders, see, if the company is not getting profit, they can there is no not necessary to give them a dividend. So there is no, the company is not liable to pay the dividend to the shareholder. So they are comparatively less risky, and there is the company will return the money, return the capital to equity shareholder only in the case of winding up the business, not before that. So equity shareholders are less risky and the debentures are more risky. So according to this, the equities are preferable. After that, flotation cost. As I told you, flotation cost is related with the cost of equity. See, when we raise fund through equity, we have to issue prospectus, we have to appoint brokers, underwriters, or the bankers we have to appoint, and we have to give commission to that different person. So the flotation cost is very high when we raise funds through the issue of shares. When we issue shares and raise funds through the equity share, the flotation cost is more. And if the company is in the position that they can bear the flotation cost easily, they can raise fund through the equity. Otherwise not. If they don't have money to spend on flotation cost, then how can they raise funds from the equity shareholders? So definitely they have to go for to raise funds through debentures. After that, cash flow position. Now what is the cash flow position? It means the availability of cash in the business. See, in many cases we can say companies earning 1 lakh profit every year. Do we have that 1 lakh in cash? Or because see, in financial statement we basically record the transaction which are cash basis as well as the accrual basis also. Accrual basis also means the income which we have not got yet in cash, but definitely we are going to get in future, that also will involve in income, and incomes increase our profit. Under cash flow position, the companies see the cash availability in the business. If we have a good amount of cash available in the business, then only we can raise fund through the debentures. Why? Because we have to pay a fixed liability on the debenture, and for that we should have cash in our hand. If we have cash in our hand, then only we can pay the interest on debentures. So cash flow position is basically related with the availability of cash in the company or in the business. If we have available cash, we can go for a debentures. Otherwise we have to issue equities. Next is fixed operating cost. See, there are two types of cost, the financing cost and the operating cost. Operating costs are related with the expense like payment of salary, payment of electricity bill, payment of anything, the expenses you can say, the advertisement expenses are more, the salary is more, office expenses are there, selling and distribution expenses are there. If the fixed operating cost is more, then we should keep our fixed financing cost less. And what is the financing cost now? See, operating cost is related with the expenses of the business, and the financing cost is basically related with the payment of obligations, means payment of interest, payment of interest on debentures, payment of interest on any other project you may say, which we have to pay on the this finance basically. So if we have a more fixed operating cost, then we should keep our financing cost less. It means we should not issue debentures, we should not raise fund through the debentures, because debenture increase the financing cost. On the other hand, if we have the fixed operating cost less, if the salary payment, the office expenses, the selling and distribution expenses are comparatively less, then we can raise our fixed financing cost. In that case we can issue a debenture. But if our fixed operating cost is more, then we should go for a equity only. We should not raise fund through the debentures, because debenture raise the fixed financing cost, and when the operating cost is also high, financing cost is also high, then business will definitely suffer. So in that case, if the fixed operating cost is high, we should go for a equity so that our financing cost will be less. And if we have a less operating cost, in that case we can raise our fixed financing cost. We can issue debentures. Next is control consideration. This everyone knows. See, when we issue debentures, so there is no dilute of control on a management. So equity shareholder, as you all know, the equity shareholder can participate in the management of business, but the debenture holder, the borrowed person, the borrower, they can't interfere or participate in the management. And if the equity shareholder want the control in their hand only, then they should raise fund through the debenture. But if they are agreed to dilute their power, their control over the other person also, then they can issue the equity shares. Clear? Last point is state of capital market. See, capital market is a place where we can raise funds, where we can issue debentures, where we can issue equity share. It's basically a place where we can raise our funds where we can issue debentures and equity shareholder. Now now this capital market also affect the financing decisions. See, if there is a boom period, it means there is a boom period and the availability of fund is there, means easily we can get a finance from the market, easily we can get. You can say when boom period is there, then everyone wants to invest in the business, means there are many shareholders who agree to invest in the company. Or you may say when the reputation of a company is good, then many investor you can find. So then definitely you will go for the equity, means easily you can issue shares and you will get the investor. But if there is a depression period, means no beam period or depression period, in that case you can't issue equity shares and you have to raise fund through the borrowed fund only in that case. Clear this thing? See, if there is a boom period, means the availability of fund, the availability of finance is good, means the market is the availability of finance in the market is good, means you are easily getting the finance from the market. In that case you can issue your shares. But if from the market you are not getting easily, you are not getting the finance, then in that case you have to raise fund through the debentures only, you have to borrow money from the outsiders. Clear this thing? I hope these all factors are clear which affect the financing decisions.